Why, hello there, lords and ladies. Welcome to the channel, my friends. I am your liege lord, the Godless Gamer, and we've got some more Elder Kings 2 to play. I'm excited. This is going to be a pretty fun episode as long as my wife gets pregnant, which we are going to make happen today, I promise. I'm going to seduce her until the world ends. Until Ragnarok. I'm going to keep seducing my wife until she gets pregnant. We do have plenty of time. It's not like maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I should be, but I need children. Children are useful to me, especially in administrative-style governments, because what I want to try to do is position my family in all these different governorships. Because I'm not going to be able to realistically or practically get the Empire title from RNL Hidelith, unless, like, there's some shenanigans that happen, he gets murdered or something. But if we just take a look at his candidate score, 1600. Do you realize how hard I would have to work in order to get that? It just doesn't seem feasible, at least not until I can maybe get my dynasty up the power ladder here. We are a powerful family, but we're on the lower rung of the powerful families. We're not the most powerful family. And then we ultimately want to become a dominant family, and I'm betting dollars to donuts. There's an expression you had. That's in you know how old I am by that expression. But if we become a dominant family, that might boost our candidate score and just close the gap somehow. But what I want to try to do is have more kids. More family members equals more renown. More family members and getting them more titles equals more renown. Just enhancing my family or my dynasty's prestige. Let's take a look at the kinds of things that are affecting the candidacy score. Chosen by Xarxians, the heirs of Ariel. Although the Altmer claimed descent from Ariel, it is this dynasty that took on the legacy of the king of the Altmer and has been the loyal stewards of Alinor for millennia. There's no way I don't think I can get this as to my family. I think this is just a bonus, or this is a benefit to this dynasty here, House Ariel. I don't think I can get this. So how am I supposed to close this gap? Listen to me, I'm getting excited and frustrated, but we might just have to take this title by force. You know, it might not be a matter of trying to influence our candidacy score and getting this title that way. You know, the same way that we got our kingdom title. It might come to blows, and we might have to do this militarily. And setting up my dynasty members around the realm and all the different governorships, those are all allies that I could use to form a coalition to take this by force. So we have the two avenues of getting this title, candidacy score or military, and it seems like military is going to be the best option, the most practical option, probably the quicker option too. But we need kids. Long story short, we need kids, damn it. I need children, and I need to keep having family members so I can start spreading them around the realm and getting them some of these governorships. Only 3 kids. It's been 32 years since we had a child. Come on, wifey. I'm losing my patience. Alright, so what do we got to do? We have no governor issues to deal with right at the beginning. We do have a murder scheme that's going on, but we've pretty much nailed it down. I'm not really concerned with it. The max success chance is 30%, and the current success chance is -66, with 0% secrecy, so this is not a scary murder scheme, I'm pretty sure, with some hard work, or with just some time. We've already put in the hard work. With some time, this will go away. My rivals still exist, but I'm doing my best to try to counteract that. At least they're in the positive opinions. This is the one that's landless. This is the woman that is not a powerful person. It's the other 2 rivals that are scarier. Her murder scheme failed, like, relatively recently, so she can't do another one for a while. Hers is going on now, so we might eventually have to deal with murder schemes again in the future, but not too long or not too short in the future. I can't speak today. I can't form cogent sentences today. We did get our legacy. At the end of the last episode, I was dragging the episode on to see if I would get my next legacy, and I didn't even wait to see. So we got it right at the beginning here. I'm going for bounteous loins to increase my fertility. That's a fertility boost for everybody in my dynasty, my sons included. Okay, let's go. We're going to continue to develop the realm. I have more temples to build and maybe some cities to build. A lot of my counties aren't very big. This one's only 2 baronies, this one's only 2 baronies, this one is only 2 baronies, so they're very small counties. So not a lot of new settlements that I can build. The High Kingdom of Alinor is a land of many peoples and many confessions. As High King Lord of the Lilandril Kingdom, I am responsible for foreigners and heretics, as well as Alinori. My friend Viarmo has no bones about opining that the bureaucracy is the domain of Alinori, and any call for greater participation of Cyro Bosmer must be extinguished. I have no interest in bringing this woman in. I'm still of the mindset that I want to keep my courtiers limited. I want to keep my court small. So I don't want to bring in unnecessary people. She inherently doesn't like me. Why would I bring her in? She's too much trouble. I don't want to reduce the popular opinion of this other culture because I do have some lands that are of Cyro Bosmer. This is our colony. And I do have a vassal that's that culture too. So I don't necessarily want to piss off anybody of that culture. I just... Cultural acceptance will decrease? No thanks. We'll just take the neutral option. I can petition my liege lord. We're going to do that. And since I can't seduce my wife while we're traveling before we petition our liege, let's let some time go by and give her a month or so to get pregnant. What is this, attempt number 4? The 3rd time wasn't the charm. So now, attempt to number 4. I value gold right now as opposed to a court position. This would increase my income because I would get a salary, but there's no guarantee I would get a good court position. This is just practical. Gold is always practical. Petitioning our liege lord will also give us some renown. Not a lot, but some. He said yes immediately. Thank you, sir. Okay, I should be able to build a new settlement. Why are my frames kind of struggling? It's not that bad. We have an empty barony here that I want to build a city in. We have an empty barony here that we need to build a temple in. Temples are higher priority than cities. And then we also have a temple that we need to build here. So I'll build this one. Move our steward to improve the construction time. My wife is pregnant! Yes. And I determined that by actually looking at her, not because I saw this little notification. Whenever they hold their hands like that. Excellent. While I'm letting time go by, I need to, boot up Feanor's family tree, because if I have a son, I need to know what to name him. Because he had 7 sons, Feanor. He had 7 sons. She's already pregnant, so I don't need this seduction scheme to necessarily succeed. I mean, we want it to succeed, but she's already pregnant. I can't get her double pregnant. Unless she's carrying twins. Okay. We're up to 24 gold every month. There's a bunch of tournaments going on. There's one in Valenwood. I don't see any other ones. This is the only one. Oh, no, 2 in Valenwood. This one's all the way in elsewhere. That's too far. I'm surprised I'm being notified about this one. Seems a little far. I'm not going to travel there. If there was one going on in the Somerset Isles, sure. Absolutely. Thank you, wifey. My house is impeccable. Oh, my frame's got a little bit better. I don't know what was slowing him down before. Okay, we won't break up with her again until she gives birth. And then we'll keep seducing her. Okay, this one needs a temple. She gave me a daughter. I don't have any daughters yet. That's fine. Feanor didn't have any daughters, so I'll name my first one. Ooh, she got unmourned blood, but that's something I'm trying to get out of my direct line of succession. So I'm concerned about unmourned blood being in my direct line, but not in my extended line. That's fine. She's intelligent. She's mediocre. And we're going to name her after our wife. And I need to raise her. I can start sending my children to university. It would cost me 1,400. Alright, that's a little expensive right now. And my heir takes priority for the really, really good educations. But we've been doing just fine. Son number 1 got a 4-star. Son number 2 got a 4-star. Son number 3 got a 4-star. We don't need to send them to university. I'm a damn good teacher on my own. I want to speed up the construction, but that would involve me moving my steward over here. So, since I'm not concerned with how fast the city gets built, we'll do this one first. It's going to take 3 years, that's fine. And I'll allow this one to get some more progress. And then my next expenditure will be for this temple. Whoops. I always do that. The sidebar here is a little close to my other, because when I hover off, I go to my other monitor, and it causes it to drag over. So building the new settlements is the first thing we want to do, and then I'd be willing to start investing money in actually building up the buildings properly in these domains. Like making sure some of them get farms. Like this the plains terrain type can build farms, and if I leave it up to the AI, they might not even build those. So I'll micromanage these domains. It's going to involve me spending money, but since we're not upgrading my manor house anymore, or my estate... And look, we're making so much money. We're already up to 200 again. This is the last county in my domain that involves increasing the control. Once this gets to 100, we'll start helping out my vassals here with their low control problems. I'll dedicate my marshal to help them out. But me first. Murder scheme is still there. Oh yeah. We'll improve the control here. How bad is the control? Okay, we'll do this one next then. Always prioritize your domains over your vassals. It's kind of a no-brainer, but I don't know. There could be somebody who's new to the game that's watching right now. The air is thick with the scent of flowers, and I walk next to Eldarian, past a small stream, bright and clear. This is my spy master. Have you considered it, my lord, that Kinlady Minari is dangerously close to the kingdom of Lilandril? Some say that she has already been planning her edicts. Is this the game's way of telling me that her candidacy score is really good? It is. She's second. My son still beats her, because we have this. I could always just promote my son. I don't feel particularly threatened. She has a lot more work to do in order to catch up to my son. But I do have a bunch of influence that I'm not spending, and I can reduce her candidacy score. And it actually causes me to relieve some stress because I'm ambitious. I have a lot of influence saved up. In fact, I have so much influence, I need to kind of find some things to spend it on. Like, do some political schemes or something, but I haven't had to do that. We're doing just fine everywhere. But I'm not seducing my wife anymore. Let's give our son a boost. I'll give him a major contribution. Not for my, Oh, this is the only one I can do? I can only influence his candidacy. Not for my own title. Okay, I can promote him, though, right? Yeah. Maybe this is what I was thinking. I'll promote my son. A bunch of... My rival is a willing participant. What? I don't trust that. I have other choices. Sure, she's the best, but this is not going to be a hard scheme. It's not like I need the best of the best. My son and heir, Maglor, has been quarreling with his nephew, Vingarian, for days. Just now I can overhear them arguing in the next room. Inconceivable, Maglor shouts. How can a scullion like you believe you are the ideal manifestation of Noldoran family virtues? I am clearly far more deserving of that distinction than you are. I'll try to break up the fight. I have no stress to relieve. No fighting in the family. We have to get along, guys. As I walk into the room, Maglor turns to face me. I'm glad you're here, Feanor. Just call me Dad. I'm your dad. Don't... Won't you please talk some sense into your grandson? He's being completely unreasonable. This is the son of my eldest son. Ooh. Take nobody's side and get some free diplomacy lifestyle. That is the lifestyle I'm in. Knock their heads together and... 4 months. Then we'll build our temple. We're at 26 gold, 26.3. Ooh, we're burying the hatchet. Nice. She should not scheme against me anymore. The possibility is non-zero, so she could still scheme against me even though we're not rivals, but the odds have reduced significantly. Legends are a little out of my price range right now because the more you promote it and the higher tier the legend becomes, the more expensive it costs to maintain it. Legends are eventually something I want to do, but they're still out of my price range. What does this legend do? Monthly piety and diplomacy. Learning. Control growth. Popular opinion. Not bad. Not bad. Once our promote scheme is done, we'll seduce our wife again. My courtiers are beginning to have children, so let's look after their educations. This guy has a 5-dimensional personality, and with the exception of gluttonous and greedy, I'm not a big fan of greedy either. There's potential for him to spread these personality traits to her. And he does have a stewardship education. Wait a minute, is she gonna get a magical... Is she gonna get a magical arts lifestyle education? He does... He doesn't have a formal magical education, so he won't give that to... Do I really care? None of these people have formal magical educations like I do. Alright, that's fine. We'll do him then. Will not be trained in the arts of magicka. That's why it's so important that I personally raise all of my kids. Okay, that temple's done. Time for this one. This is kind of low-value terrain, the wetlands. So this is like low priority to develop. We got farms and fields here. I think farms and fields would be more valuable than the pastures here. I didn't do this. The AI did this. I did build this. The AI built this. So we'll switch those. Not high priority yet. I'm gonna build monasteries here, too. Okay, there goes the murder scheme. We buried the hatchet before she was... We buried the hatchet before she was done trying... So she was still trying to murder me, even though we buried the hatchet. Sorry, son. We're done promoting you now. I want to start seducing my wife again. Did I say promoting my wife? I meant to say seduce. We're now authoritative. Initial political scheme success chance increased by 5% because it goes up by 5 each time. So we're almost imperious. It's the next level of influence. We're doing really well with our influence. Even though we don't have the alliance with our liege anymore. Okay, I've read this event, so we're gonna kind of skip through this. My governor trait is already top tier, so no point in doing that. Don't need the influence. This is irrelevant. I can't develop my Lilandril County. It's at full... We can't build any more buildings here, so this would go to waste. So, obvious choice is money. Okay. Then the next one, the next county we're going to focus on is this. We have to build a temple here. There's already a city in this county. It's got 2 empty baronies, so I need to build a temple here too. Can't go wrong with flowers. I think I want to switch this building with farms and fields. I don't value military buildings right now. As the High King Lord of Lilandril, the bureaucratic apparatus of the kingdom is at my sole disposal. Damn right. There's an intrigue challenge where I can get 1,000 gold. Of course we're trying to... Gonna try that. 87%. Did we fail? Nope, we succeeded. Incredible. Wow, this is a really good episode. I could found a holy order. That's an expense that I could afford right now, but let's focus on building things first before we start founding a holy orders that won't really serve any purpose for us right now. Sure, it might increase my my piety and stuff. Now the question is, in wetlands, I don't have access to farms and fields. Ooh, we do have a trade port. Yes, it's on the coast. So yeah, trade port first. Still improving the control here. How many friends do I have? I get the max benefits from confidants with 5 friends. Yep, I have more than enough. My rival's still, doing their shenanigans. This character is under the effect of Muffled Senses spell, and cannot tell real from imaginary threats. Enemy hostile scheme phase length. So it's a good thing these murder schemes aren't happening anymore, because this would have helped. Where is it? Where's D spell? Isn't that a spell? There it is. It's in alteration. It would be my current mage is nowhere near. My mage's strengths are in restoration. She's in the second highest level of restoration, so that's her value. I'm the one with the really good alteration, so it would be more logical for me to get the perk to get the next level, because I just need one. How do I get a quick magical arts lifestyle perk? How close are we to our next perk? We've made 0 progress. We haven't even... I can't go to university again for 5 years, and by then it'll be gone. Because if I go to university again, not only could I improve my magical education, but I would get some free perks out of it. Just bad timing for all of this, so I'm stuck with that. What does that do to me? Oh yeah, it helps people scheme against me. Okay, we'll stay lovers with our wife temporarily. Let's go back to swaying this rival so we can bury the hatchet with her. The really, really scary lady. This adulterous, disloyal, deceitful, and callous. Okay, since I can't go to university, and I have a lot of money right now, and I'm kind of on top of all of our building projects, for the most part. Those are fine. I've gotten the proper building types into their slots, so if the AI is going to do anything, they'll just upgrade them. So as long as I've gotten the proper buildings, and I'm filling the empty slots, that's what I should do first before I start upgrading the buildings that are already here. I switched this one already. Alright, let's keep playing. I have a tendency to pause a lot. I'm sorry. Ooh, my liege lord just wrote me a poem, which is an item that I can use. I have an empty slot. It's not that great. We only get to benefit from the prestige. I have no Glory Hound vassals. I have none. I'll even prove it to you. See? So not a great item. While pursuing some enchanting tomes, I find an interesting little enchantment. It involves producing an illusory yet irritating sound heard only by the wearer of the artifact, deafening them. Immediately, that fiend Saltaluri comes to mind. Why are you worrying about this woman? She's a nobody. She's married to a half-naked dude. It's not my concern. I'm not spending 245 gold. I think that's the event that our, Oh, no. She cast a spell on us. I'm sorry. Never mind. Hey, two could play at that game if I only had that kind of magic. That's illusion magic. My mage has a lot of magicus saved up. I'm gonna have her cast resilience on me. And I'll do that for my wife too. And my heir too. I could have used the improved version, but I want to get as many spells in for the least amount of money. So help the most amount of people for the cheapest price. My wife is pregnant again. All right, now now she's gonna start having children non-stop. Now we're not gonna be able to stop her from having kids. Okay, give me a son, please. I'm gonna have to drop this. Oh no, maybe she'll become an adult before I have to drop her. But this girl is no longer high priority. My new son is. This woman wants to sleep with me. Raynaline has been devastated ever since her husband, Sorkelin, died. This sounds familiar. Didn't this woman try to sleep with us before? Ooh, my friend just died. Now we're down to 5 friends, so we might want to think about trying to replace our friends as they pass away. We did take a little bit of stress. We're swaying our rivals successfully. There's the elephants again. The elephants in the Somerset Isles. Wow, look at that. We got our innovation. Took long enough. We're being exposed to Master's Field, which is the last innovation in the Empire of Men. The first era. So now we can start working on these. I really want him to either get battlements or manorialism. Manorialism would allow me to upgrade my estate, like my actual mansion, which would then allow me to upgrade the rest of the buildings in the estate. So please don't be an idiot and choose the right one. I wish there was a decision where I could use hooks or something to try to influence him to be fascinated by something in particular, you know? Okay, we know what we're exposed to, but what are we fascinated by now? She did give me a son. And he can't take over. Oh my god, I wish he could take over. He's got the best magic trait. But he got unmourned blood, which disqualifies him. If we want to stick to the roleplay, I said I'm trying to breed a... The name of the damn series is called The Path to Alaxon, which is the path to perfection. And this is not a perfect trait. I mean, it's got benefits and all, but it's... I discussed this earlier in the series. We want to breed this out. But he's so good. He's not a genius, but he's really good. Alright, this son is named... this is Feanor's third son, Kelegorm. These names. He's got my haircut, though, but he's got curlier hair. Alright, son. Try to influence my ward's personality one last time before we drop her. Don't think I'm going to send this one to university. We want the son that we know is going to be our heir to go to university. But he's super attuned to Magicka, so that's really good. 839 gold. I'm, like, struggling to find things to spend money on. I could do an event. That's what I'm leaning towards, but let's start building some of these buildings up. Still waiting for all... Like, I haven't given enough time for these settlements to finish building before I build the rest. I've been slandered by High Kinlord Itermeril. The timid. This is the immortal guy. Clever girl. Asshole. $27.3. I think we're gonna get up to 30. Or maybe even surpass 30. At the rate that we're building all these settlements. Currently building this holding. I have to wait till it's done. Nope, the temple's done here. I'm upgrading it. What's the temple that's being built? They're all done. Okay, so the one in Valenwood's the last one that we're building. We're 30 days away from improving the control in all of our domains. Uh-oh. I have more counties that I'm allowed to hold. I need to give this city away. Okay. I'm being invited to some naked dude's freaking hunt. Where? Oh, all the way down here? It's not, I mean, all the way. I say all the way. It's not that far away. Sure, that'll be a way to relieve stress without me having to spend a lot of money. Let's go to this naked guy's hunt. It's a falconry hunt. Okay. We can start helping out our vassals with their control. We'll start in Corinth. Seems to be a lot of bad things going on here. This woman... Oh, no, she's got a really good high governor score. I was about to say, maybe she's just not good at her job, or maybe she just doesn't understand how to use her marshal to reduce this. She's just not running her domain really well. Not like me. Oh my goodness. Why is nudity... I mean, he doesn't have any parts, so I think I'll be okay, but... Christ have mercy. Come on, game. Trying to get me demonetized? Oh, maybe he does. Am I going to have to edit this out? I'm just going to skip through this. And I can't give him clothes. Why is he nude? I don't understand. Hold on. Nudity's off. What the hell, man? Trying to get me in trouble with the YouTube algorithm? What's going on here? I regret going to this hunt now. It's a nudie boys hunt. Ooh, I just got free money. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. I'm trying to keep this G-rated. There we go. Not far enough. It's not explicit nudity. It's like he's gender neutral down there, I guess, but still. Okay. Of course he's on the screen again. God damn it. Maybe you guys are getting a laugh out of this, but I just don't know what YouTube is going to do to me. Let's see how it goes. Do we want to try to steal this handbook? This is an inventory artifact. Not too bad. Too expensive, though. Let's leave the nudist colony and go back home where people are sensible. Why is this... Oh, yeah, because we need to drop the... Okay, note to self. Never visit this idiot again. A tier 3 governor issue that is a buried treasure. On the bright side, it did relieve all of our stress. No danger along the way. My realm's so safe now, because we increased the control everywhere. I don't have to do any travel options or activate any of my rituals like we've been having to do most of the time. So I can freely travel my domain without fear of danger. Yeah, I think I read this event in the last one. 250 free gold. This is not a county in my domain, so I don't care about that. Give me the money. I'm curious, can I do a funeral for my friend? Because my friend died. I am allowed to do a funeral, so somebody has died recently. Yeah, my friend, we could do a funeral for him. I don't think I've ever done a funeral. I want to see what kind of effects it has. Maybe it'll help me with my praxis level. I doubt it highly. But it's something that we've never done before. And I have a bunch of money, so why not? I can use this as an opportunity to befriend somebody. My steward, we need to be friends with. And it's not even that expensive, 180 gold. Our first funeral. How did he die? He died from stress. My son stressed out to death. This was the son that was married to a governor. He wasn't the governor himself, but we were getting renown. My renown dropped as a result of that. We no longer have a duke by marriage. Really bad timing because I already planned the funeral. I can't do another one. If he had died 5 seconds earlier, I would have done a funeral for him, but it's too late. What are the odds of that happening? Somebody important dying right as I'm leaving for a funeral? Alright, this is why I need more sons. Because of stuff like this. You let them off, and you give them some freedom and some responsibility, and you allow them to go off and do their own thing, and this is what happens. They get themselves killed. If he had just waited 1 second before he died. Now, what are the optics? How would the optics look on that? It's like... the ruler is doing a funeral for his friend over that of his own son. I would do another funeral if I could, but I think once this one is done, I can't do another one. But depending on what the benefits of a funeral are, maybe we could just do another one, because I need things to spend money on. Which is a good problem to have. Not enough things to spend money on. Alright, this one can do definitely a trade port. We have to build a city here. There's a city here. You know what? Screw a second city. There's already a city here. I'm just going to build another temple and get some more free renown. Monasteries. Every time I build a monastery, that does improve it reduces the chances of plagues spreading. So, kind of in the background, I'm improving the plague resistance of my domain. We haven't had to deal with a lot of plagues, but they've happened. There's none going on right now. Wow, Tamriel is pretty plague-free. except in elsewhere. And over here. Wow, this is a pretty clean time frame for Tamriel. Since I'm zoomed out, I want to see how much more progress the Akaviri Potentate. They're going deeper into Skyrim. I think they progressed a little bit more in Hammerfell. They're definitely expanding into Elsewhere. Elsewhere is falling apart, man. The Khajiit just cannot get their shit together. The fragmentation of the northern part of Elsewhere is allowing the Potentate to pick it apart. Come on, kitty cats, get your litter box in order and start taking care of your realm. You're doing a really piss-poor job. This is a different government type. It is it's classified as autocracy, but it's just got a different name. Or maybe it is different. I want to read this, I'm curious. Government type is hierarchy, if I said that right. Hierarchy, yeah, is a government form in which the amount of levies and taxes given to the liege by their vassals is determined by the aptitude of said liege's tax collector. Is only used by heads of faiths with the mystical birthright doctrine. This government rests on the mystical birthright of its head of faith. The main's power to regulate social relationships supports their administration and thus supports all adherents. That sounds confusing. If I were over here ruling here, I would just try to get autocracies. Because there's no... Oh no, there is feudalism. The Bretons are feudal. But that's the only part of the map that is feudal. The rest is autocracy. So this is the CK3 government type that we're used to. Autocracy is pretty much like... Autocracy is pretty much just like feudalism with some tweaks. It has some peculiarities. There's no more goblin culture. Oh no, we're looking at government types. What am I saying? There are still some goblin holdouts. We're pretty homogenous with our faith. Hey, this is the guy we visited who was naked. No wonder he was naked, because he's in the cult of Mehrunes Dagon. The Tribunal Temple still the predominant... I'm sorry that I'm getting distracted and looking at these filters, but I haven't really done this a lot in this series. Like, look at all the filters. Tribunal Temple is kicking ass in Morrowind. Skyrim is pretty homogenous. Breton, the High Rock is pretty homogenous. Black March is a hodgepodge of different stuff. We're pretty homogenous culturally, except for this island, which is Aradoni. We're homogenous religiously. Governmentally. We're right on the heels of the highest developed part of our continent, if you want to call it that. No, this is all the continent, just the islands. We've got the third highest development in the Somerset Isles. The highest development tends to be the Imperial City and Vivec in Morrowind. So we're pretty up there in terms of development. Not that many control problems in my realm. A lot of the low control is actually in my governorship, so if we nail this down, And we turn this all gray. The Somerset Isles will be... actually, the Dark Elves have a pretty decent amount of control. Vardenfell, there's some chaos going on. But for the most part, Morrowind is pretty under control. Hammerfell has a lot of problems. High Rock is having a lot of control problems. Alright, just took a quick look at the filters. Sorry, guys. I know that takes up time, but... it's all interesting information. Okay, the... whoops. Okay, we're trying to befriend our steward, who's the midget. Don't I already have had interesting conversation? I don't. I think I'm gonna be selfish here. I know we're trying to befriend her. I should be reading these because we haven't done a funeral. I'm sorry. I and the other mourners take a reprieve from our grief to enjoy a great bounty of food. High Priest Poromir of Magnus's watchers, usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across from me misty-eyed, with an untouched goblet at his side. How can we make ourselves fat and merry in times like this? Are we to satisfy our hedonistic desires while Sorgelin has none? Join me, empty your goblets in libation. The guests seem to agree. There's a wisdom in Pyramir's oafish lamentation. Every guest at the funeral gains opinion? We do have a decent amount of guests. Okay, so it doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of benefits from doing a funeral. Normally, when you do funerals in like CK3, one of the big benefits is helping with legitimacy. That's what normally would be here. If I were to choose this outcome in CK3, the base game, we would get some legitimacy, but legitimacy is not a mechanic that we're dealing with right now, at least not until we become the emperor of our administrative style government, because the emperor does deal with legitimacy. As a king, we don't. So funerals aren't providing really any benefits, because the main benefit normally is legitimacy. So we'll just keep improving our guests' opinions, because there's no point in me taking this risk for nothing. We are improving our level of faith. We are now the highest level of devotion. We're a religious icon. I don't like that funerals aren't really practical for me, because it makes me want to spend money on doing them less. So this is one event that we won't necessarily be doing a lot, since it doesn't have a lot of practical application. I mean, it has some application, but we're not getting the entirety of all the benefits that we could get. Unrelenting devotion for... See, legitimacy gain, useless. Alright, my 4-year-old daughter. I feel a quiet calm wash over me, gazing around the room of mourners. Some eyes are stained red. Others would see this as like any other cause for a gathering. One soul, however, looks to me with uncertainty as she tugs at my side. My daughter, Siruwen, does not weep openly. You expect her to understand what's going on at 4 years old? Well, maybe at 4 years old, but Did she really know her uncle that well? I don't know how well she... Oh, no, this is not the funeral for my son. I'm sorry. Well, she would have known him even less. How... Okay, this is the obvious choice. Comfort our daughter. This guy coughing? Alright, this is... I have to deliver the eulogy. Now we're a level of fame. Wow, we're doing really well. We improved our level of influence, our level of devotion, our level of fame. We might even get to our next level of splendor. We need under 200 renown. Okay, wifey. Go back to manage domain. Another city is done because my domain went up again. Silvernor. Ooh, I can consecrate my bloodline. Hell yeah. That's for everybody in my my line of succession. And I gain a new legend seed. By showing sufficient devotion and gathering the favor of the clergy, I can ensure that my dynasty is forever enshrined as a holy bloodline under divine protection. This is gonna be a new congenital trait that we spread. I gain the trait Paragon. I gain a new legend seed. Ariel's fervor increases, so our religion's fervor will go up. And I'll get 500 renown, which means that we will increase our level of splendor. It's gonna cost me a bunch of piety, but I have a bunch saved up. We were only able to do that, not only because we became a religious icon, which you have to be in order to do that, but we also have a holy site. Sapiarchus is a holy site. Look at that. Now we got... Oh my goodness. And we're about to get our next... We're going to get 2 legacies in one episode? Unreal. I'm telling you, it's because of all the temples that we're building. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever had that happen before again. I won't say ever. I won't make declarative statements, because maybe in one of my series, in one of my episodes, we got 2 legacies in one episode. But that's really cool. And we just oh no, we failed our befriend intent. Okay. I don't want to get pulled into a trap of spreading myself thin and constantly jumping between the lifestyle trees. I don't like to do that. That's just not how I play. I did say I wanted to get house and home next. When we start upgrading our estate, it'll take less time. My powerful family rating will increase by 15, which will bump us up the ladder a bit on the noble family scale. We're already the most powerful family. Our score is so high. We are the highest score powerful family. There are no dominant families yet. So we'll get this one next, and then then it's time to go down the bloodline. Noble veins, convergent blood, resilient bloodline. Because of our lifespans, this is obsolete. This is the worst tier 5, because usually you want to go down the legacy trees to get to the end. It's the last ones that are really strong. Like graceful aging, increases skills with age. Righteousness, general opinion plus 10, and you get another sway scheme that you can do. In another domain limit increase in home estates. So like the end legacies are the you know, they're the golden nugget that you want to get to. But because of the lifespan mechanic in the Elder Kings 2 mod, octogenarians is the worst end legacy. What's 5 years in the lifespan of hundreds of years, you know? So that saves us from having to get this, and I don't typically go down this far anyway. Alright, we're over an hour now. Let's get our next legacy, because I want to get it. Boom. The Magica tree is going to be another legacy that we want. So I like the fact that there are a lot of useful legacies, and I'm torn between wanting to go down certain ones. I like that. I like that I'm not... Okay, yeah, obviously we're going to do this one first, and this one second, and this one third. I like that I'm not, like, boxed in. You know, I can do whatever I want. Okay, house and home, then the bloodline, then maybe a Magica. Sky's the limit. I'm thinking too far ahead here. But that's going to do it for today. We had a chance to look at some of the filters. I want to move. I need to move my steward. I mean, my marshal here. I should have started improving the control here before my vassals' lands. All of our baronies and all of our counties are full. We've built all of our temples. Now we can start building up the buildings in these holdings and start upgrading them. We're starting to have kids again. We've had 2. We had a son and a daughter. So, and we've been doing really good with money. We had that one event where we got like 1,200 gold in one event. This was just a fantastic episode. No more murder schemes. We dropped one of our rivals. We buried the hatchet with one of them, and we are successfully swaying the other one. I mean, that's no guarantee that we're going to bury the hatchet, but I'm still going to at least try. So we are looking really good. The control in my realm is really good. Or in my domain specifically is really good. Which is why we're making so much money. And we can turn off redouble guards because the murder scheme's gone. I'll keep my spy master on disrupt schemes just to make sure that my rival doesn't try another murder scheme, because we might be getting to the time where she can do it again. So I will keep my spy master on disrupt schemes just so we can discover any potential murder schemes. And then when we discover it, we'll turn on redouble guards again. Alright, guys. Really fun episode. I had a good one. I had a fun time today. This is really good. Really enjoyable episode. We're succeeding, making money, developing our realm, getting our legacies, having more kids. Looking really good. Alright, lords and ladies, that'll do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down at the bottom. Leave your comments down below. Let me know how much you enjoyed this one. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified every time I upload a new video for this series. So go ahead and do that, guys. I will see you in the next one. Episode 10 will be coming at you soon. But until then, have a good one, guys.